this kind of a stage, a platform. Uh, I have never been a speaker in a scientific conference. So yeah, let me settle. The heartbeats are already, 200, 300, I don't know. I'll try. I'll try to be as calm as possible. Um, but let me start um, thanking the university, the association, and of course, uh, Jitendra sir. He called me first time to come um, deliver this presentation. I felt like that I was completely misfit. Um, and why I was misfit, I need to tell you that who I am, where I'm coming from, and what this journey is all about. So my name is Ali Asgar. Um, I hate using word doctor because what happens is that people ask technical question, and I'm completely away from veterinary. The core, what do you say, the matter, the science, the technology, etc. is still the presentation. What we are going to see is through a prism of technology and the science, etc. So I was a veterinarian, or I graduated as a veterinarian from Anjora Veterinary College, and then I went to Pantnagar, and I did my post graduation in surgery. And I was considered to be not a bad surgeon. So this is a first misfit because I'm going to give a presentation on something which is related to business. And of course, the science and the technology and so many scientists. I can see the, sir, I can see industry, so many colleagues. So I'm not going to preach. I'm not going to, tell you something that what business is all about. Because again, I'm not an MBA. I'm again seeing Jitendra sir. I am. So let me start with sorry. I'll be committing so many mistakes during my presentation. So if anything, goes wrong, or you feel like it's a preaching, I'm so sorry. What I'm going to do is that the way we see this company or this institution or whatever we say, this is temple for us. Saife India grew. So I left in 2009 and 10, and I started working here. So the way anybody would start as a novice to the business world, I also started, or we also started in 2009-10 actively, very cautiously, or I would say not cautiously because we didn't know anything. But the first right step I think we took was selection of our recipes or the concept. I think in hindsight you can have a lot of right answers or correction, etc. But today we feel that at that time, if we would have started with our own recipes or the concepts, it would have been wrong. Our first step or the right step was we had certain things which was research based, which was there in the market for 10, 20 years, and those were established names. It gave us a brand value. I would again tell you a very, very interesting fact is that when we started working, and we would call a customer and we would tell them, or they would ask, where are you from? And we say, Saife Vetmed, India. And they would ask, who is that? And then I would say, Sir Ali Asgar. And he said, who is that? And then I would say, sir, I'm calling from Mentofin company. And then the response was, okay, come. So I think when I say again is that I don't know what works for a business and what doesn't work. And maybe when sir chose me to give this presentation, the main reason was he wanted to tell the students that this is another avenue for the veterinarians. Not only the state government or RVC or the private sector, there are so many avenues now which has opened, but this is what is still uh, a domain which people don't consider because of the risk. So this is what I say as a first part. When we started with certain things which were established beautifully on a scientific platform, and which gave us initial foothold in the industry. Of course, the next step, which was very quick in our journey, was establishing our manufacturing site. After 2010, in 2013, the first or the only investment came from Europe for our manufacturing site. I think this whole process did change our own thinking as well as the way the customer or the market perceive us. This is a graduation from a level 1 to the level 2. But the most important thing what we had is that during this phase, we started thinking on a very different platform. It was our necessity, because I would share that why it was a necessity to get into the manufacturing. But this is what we did within 3 or 4 years, and whatever we could start when in a very smaller way, we started in Dehradun. The second most important part which we did at that time was establishing all the laboratories, whether it is analytical, chemical, micro, all the studies, including the stability studies. Now, this is what is the biggest factor. Generally, what we consider is a manufacturing site. We always consider manufacturing as one unit. What we believe that if we don't have these kind of labs, our support system will be completely a weak system. And I would again give an example that why we believed in this is still, even today, we certify the manufacturers for our raw material supply. We don't certify the vendors. Once a manufacturer is certified, the team can buy the raw material from any vendor if he or whatever they are having the same manufacturer raw material. If we have to bring another manufacturer, we always go for the certification process. But again, a very important part is that we never influence our team. If the raw material is rejected, it is rejected. Because what again we have seen is that the quality always remains in your brain and your heart. It's never into the equipments. You bring the best of the equipments, and still, if you want to do the corner cutting, you would do that. So the first thing we did, that the quality team, which we brought from the US FDA approved unit handling injectable. And the first thing the signal went to them is that whatever be the problem, whatever be the commercial losses, this management is not going to tell us that, okay, fine, approve it. And that is what the first step was. And the result was, even we saved ourselves from getting blacklisted in Egypt market. Many of the industry colleagues are here in Egypt. Whenever you export the goods, there is always a testing process. We sent a good, and it is tested. What we found is that there was some problem, and one of the vitamin was nil in our formulation. Maybe it was because of the mixing process or whatever. But what happened was that it was already saving us from the great difficulty. It doesn't mean that we are the best. We fail every day, we fail every hour. But whenever we are failing, we know the reason when we are, because we have got the support system. So we are equipped with all the microbiology and the stability studies. We do every study on our own. We do have our own trial farms where we do our own clinical trials. So this has helped a lot in supporting our cause. Again, we decided to go for the certification and we went for the GMP plus. This was one of the most costliest process. We were not exporting to Europe, but still, we believed that this is what is going to assure the quality for us. This was again a step taken almost in 2014 and 15, where the money was very less. Still, it is less. My wife asked me, when are we going to end this struggle? And I always reply that it will never end now. Earlier we were struggling for 10,000, then we will struggle for 1 lakh and 10 lakhs and 1 crore and 10 crore. So this is endless word where the money is important for every single day. But the important point was that again, we had a requirement. We thought that yes, this will require money. And after now 6 years, every year, we are through with their audits, which itself gives some confidence to us that no, we are not bad. At least we are preparing ourselves for a competitive world. But this entire manufacturing setup in 2013 helped us somewhere else, which even we were not thinking at that time when we invested, because we invested for something else. Every single player where we were importing from any country, whether it is UK, Germany, USA, Switzerland, everyone is now manufacturing with us in this manufacturing site. In any form, repackaging, processing, blending, whatever, but every one of them. Now this helped us increasing our knowledge, because they helped us, because the players were really, really big. All 4 or 5 of them are public limited company from Europe or USA. So this helped us bringing knowledge, technology, and commercially, because 10 years time, external factors have affected the business environment so much that it is really difficult to survive. Against all those odds, what I say is that we are still surviving is one of this reason, because we could arrest the cost, we could save the import duties. There are technical and commercial barrier. Every government protects its own business, but that is where you have to find a sync or balance between the import and the local. So what we got was the knowledge, technology, and everything, and they didn't stop here. Very recently, one of the major German company, chemical company, 1 billion USD plus, they gave us the entire technology, know-how, their brand names to manufacture the product here in their name, but with the whole ownership of Saife, and we can anytime dissociate from them. Similarly, from South Africa, ICA South Africa, again, they gave us the rights to manufacture the product. Now but the story doesn't end here. What they are now looking for is that, like Tech5 Europe, again we were looking for the manufacturing or the technology enhancement. So we are bringing the microencapsulation technology for phytogens, for acids, for essential oil. There are so many other things. But the best thing is that now they want to manufacture here with us and export to Europe and other countries. So a small step, which was, I don't know, was it a conscious decision or a fluke or whatever, but this is what happened, is that manufacturing and the quality, that investment ultimately resulted in all these our graduation. But I tell you one thing, basically this manufacturing site, the basically we started buying some technologies or patents in India and abroad right from 2009 and 10 without any money when we had the least money in our pockets. And basically, we went all around the world. If somebody can tie up, have a tie up with us and market these products or manufacture or scale up, none of them agreed. Why? Because there was no brand involved. We were not a brand. So we decided that we will execute everything on our own. And the first thing which happened in 2020, the first, this is dry cow therapy Novadip, which is now being manufactured by us, and it is being marketed by VMD Belgium, which is again is a now public limited company because they have been bought over by Orion Finland. So this is going. They are planning to launch it in 104 countries if everything goes smoothly. So was the first one. The second one, which is now again ready, this is again a patent. It's a in situ wound gel, one-time spray for animals. It can extend to human as well. It forms a film, releases a silver nanoparticle. One of the multinational company has done the trial for 2 years. They are ready to market us, and we are going to manufacture. This is our dream project. This is a target drug delivery where the nanoparticle is fused with an antibiotic, and this one is ready for the buparvacon for theileriosis. They have worked on azithromycin, rifampicin for various intracellular diseases. For this, I went to Europe personally to, to kind of sell it off, and the VMD selected the teeth dip rather than the injectable. And that was my first lesson, that maybe you think that you are holding something best, but ultimately you have to see the market, what market perceives about it. So again, the second lesson was that if you are not a brand, you need to execute and then somebody believes. If you go with the concept, nobody would, if you are a brand, of course, you can sell the concept as well, not us. This made us again, the graduate further in our working, in our knowledge. We started more tie-ups, more collaboration with the universities. This is another one, dry cow therapy. It releases antibiotic over a period of 40 days in MIC every single day. This is yet to scale up. This is yet to go to a second or third stage vis-a-vis other 3 technologies. We are also working on Coxy through cleaners. We have got the US patent, the EU patent, as well as India patent. We are working with, we are also very much interested in yeast expression technology, where we are trying, or the scientist team, university team is trying to express the protein. Now, when you see all these things, maybe people get confused that it is us who are doing. We just scouted. We went for a scout. We saw the concept, and then all the universities helped us. So I would like to thank Mumbai Veterinary College. I would like to thank Nagpur Veterinary College. I would like to thank Institute of Chemical Technology, Mumbai, College of Pharmacy, Mumbai, University of America, Beirut, University of Free State, South Africa. It's not us. It's them who have done all the work. We coordinated, we invested, and this is what has resulted into it.